di da 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 da. Oh la da 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 da. Them say wickedest city on earth, but every sin have a story, and every story teach a truth. Hear me now, this a Jamaica history, straight from the sea. After Columbus bring the world collide, Spain start to ride on the
Most people
ocean
hear
tide.
Pirates of the Caribbean, they think of Hollywood, Jack Sparrow, rum, and treasure maps. But here in Jamaica, that story runs much deeper. Ours is not a fairy tale. It's a living history. Hello everyone and welcome to Learning Journey. I'm truly happy that you're here. It means a lot. Creating quality content takes time and passion, and my goal is to make sure every video I share adds real value to your learning experience. Now here's where you can help. Hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and drop a comment to let the algorithm know that you value meaningful content. I promise to always bring you factual, high quality, and thoughtfully checked content as technology continues to evolve. So stay tuned. This is your learning journey, and I'm honored to share it with you. A story of empire, survival, and the fine line between law and lawlessness. And it begins, as many Caribbean stories do, with Europe's hunger for gold. After Columbus opened the Atlantic world, Spain turned the Caribbean Sea into its private highway of wealth. Every year, Spanish galleons sailed in great convoys, loaded with silver and gold, de-gold from Mexico and Peru, bound for Europe. But those treasure fleets, those floating banks, drew danger like flies to honey. England, France, and the Netherlands wanted a share, yet war was costly and fleets were few. So the crown turned to privateers, private sailors, ordinary men with extraordinary permission. They were given a royal paper called a letter of marque, granting them legal right to attack enemy ships during wartime. To Spain, they were criminals. To England, they were heroes. But when peace came, many refused to stop. These men drifted into the grey world between patriotism and piracy. They were known as buccaneers, a word born from the boucan, the wooden frames used by hunters in Hispaniola to smoke meat. From hunters, they became raiders, and from raiders, they became a force that reshaped the Caribbean. In 1655, the English captured Jamaica from Spain, but it wasn't secure. Spanish forces lurked nearby, ready to reclaim the island. So the new English governors tried a bold experiment. They invited the buccaneers in. They offered Port Royal, a deep harbour on the tip of the Palisados, as a safe home for privateers and seafarers. In exchange, those men would defend the island and attack Spanish shipping. It worked. Port Royal exploded with life. By the 1660s, ships from every corner of the Caribbean came to trade. By the 1690s, the town had nearly 10,000 residents, making it one of the richest cities in the New World. Taverns and gambling houses lined the streets. Gold and rum flowed like water. Some called it the wickedest city on earth. But to the people living there, it was opportunity. A new world, fueled by plunder and trade. Among the buccaneers, one name stood taller than the rest. Henry Morgan. A Welshman who came to Jamaica as a soldier, Morgan became a master strategist and a ruthless commander. From his base in Port Royal, he led daring attacks on Spanish strongholds, Portobello, Cartagena, and Panama City. He looted vast treasures, burned fortresses, and returned to Jamaica as a hero. England's King Charles II rewarded him, not with punishment, but with a knighthood. Sir Henry Morgan became Lieutenant Governor of Jamaica, the very man once called a pirate, now charged with upholding the law. This is the paradox of Caribbean history. A man could be both outlaw and officer, depending on whose flag flew from his mast. Under Morgan, Jamaica's prosperity grew. Privateering was now official policy. The island thrived on the spoils of empire, and Port Royal became a crossroads of wealth, vice, and power. But on June 7, 1692, everything changed. That morning the sun rose over calm waters. Merchants bartered, sailors boasted, and rum spilled over wooden counters. Then the ground began to shake. A violent earthquake ripped through the island. Within minutes, the sandy soil beneath Port Royal liquefied, swallowing streets, buildings, and hundreds of people. The sea rose and consumed the city. 2/3 of Port Royal vanished beneath the waves. To many, it was judgment, God's punishment for the city's wickedness. But history had other plans. Underwater, the ruins were preserved almost perfectly. Pots sat on stoves. Tables were still set for breakfast. It became a frozen moment in time, a Caribbean Pompeii. Centuries later, archaeologists uncovered this lost city. They found not only vice, but structure, craftsmen's shops, merchants' records, imported china. Port Royal wasn't just a den of pirates, it was a sophisticated modern port built on the edge of empire and morality. After the earthquake, Port Royal never truly recovered. Kingston began to rise in its place, but piracy itself was changing. By the early 1700s, the great wars between England and Spain were cooling down. Trade grew more organized. Pirates, once useful to kings, were now bad for business. The British government declared war, not on Spain, but on piracy itself. They offered a royal pardon, the Act of Grace in 1717, giving pirates a chance to surrender. Many accepted and settled down. Those who refused were hunted. Gallows Point in Port Royal became the new symbol of power. There, pirates who once drank in the taverns were hanged before cheering crowds. Among them was Calico Jack Rackham, flamboyant and fearless, the man who designed the iconic Jolly Roger flag, the skull and crossed swords still seen today. His crew included 2 women who defied the world, Anne Bonny and Mary Red. They fought, cursed, and commanded respect at sea. When captured, Mary died in prison. Anne's fate remains a mystery, but their legend sailed on, proof that rebellion and courage have many faces. By the mid-18th century, the golden age of piracy had faded. The Royal Navy ruled the Caribbean. New laws made sure only the state could control violence at sea. In 1856, the world's major powers signed the Declaration of Paris, banning privateering altogether. The age of rogue captains and rebel ships was over, but the stories never died. They drifted into folklore, song, and later, film. From Kingston to Tortuga, from Treasure Island to Jack Sparrow, the pirate became myth. Half villain, half hero. And through it all, Jamaica's name remained, etched in every map and memory of that era. Today, when you walk through Port Royal, it's hard to imagine the chaos and glory that once filled these streets. Fort Charles still stands, a sentinel to history. Beneath the calm harbour lies the old city, silent but alive with stories. Archaeologists have recovered plates, tools, bottles, and even ships, each one a whisper from the 17th century. The Jamaica National Heritage Trust continues to protect this legacy, seeking World Heritage status for what may be the world's most complete underwater city. And so, Port Royal remains a mirror, showing us who we were and how far we've come. It tells a story of human ambition, greed, courage, and resilience. A story where Jamaica stood at the center of a global change. So the next time someone says, Pirates of the Caribbean, remember, this isn't just Hollywood. This is history. This is Jamaica.
Them say wickedest city on earth, but every scene have a story, and every story teach a truth. Hear me now, this a Jamaica history, straight from the sea. After Columbus bring the world collide, Spain start to ride on the ocean tide. Gold and silver cross the sea so wide, but the English and French them want inside. Private a paper from king and sign. Legal thief them call it fine. Buccaneer man mix blood and brine. History built on a crooked line.
Wickedest city under the sea.
Port Royal rise, Port Royal fall.
City of gold, sin take it all.
2/3 gone when the earth did shake.
Now the sea, keep the memory away.
Wickedest city but we still free.
History sleep under the Caribbean Sea.
Henry Morgan ruled the wave. Red Panama build big name. From pirate and to governor's chair. King Knight demand the people stare. Jamaica smile but God did warn. Too much greed bring judgment storm. One morning bright in June 92, earth split open, city slide through.
Wickedest city under the sea.
Port Royal rise, Port Royal fall.
City of sin, hear heaven call.
From Fort Charles Wall to Gallows Bay,
The tide still whisper what the old men say.
wickedest city but we still free.
History sleep under the Caribbean Sea.
Rackham, Bonny and Reed, Calico Jack him raise the flag. Jolly Roger wave on the sea like rag. And Bonny fierce, Mary Reed brave. Fight like lioness, never slave. But gallows pine watch many cry. Pirate fall, the empire side. Britain rich, Jamaica grow. But crime and greed still overflow. Private a then, politician now. Same old crown pan a different brow. History circle, see remember all. Every rise of a next man fall. Who build the city? We did. Who feel the quake? We did. So who feel learn? We all must learn. For history burn, we take the turn. We still stand tall.
Port Royal sing but Jamaica strong.
From the wicked past we move along.
Learn from the pain, build something new.
This story live in me and you.
Wickedest city, truth set we free.
We carry the light of the Caribbean Sea. So when you walk Fort Charles and feel the breeze, remember, under your foot the past still breathe. We know just the land of pirates and pain. We are the people